Okay, so you've been resident at Berghain for quite a long time now.
Right.
What have been some of the highs and low points of that time? Maybe a big question, but
It is a big. I mean, there were many like loads of high points. Like, I mean, after all those years, there are still these like big, very special nights. Even when sometimes people say, "Oh, it's not like it used to be years ago." I think it's still super amazing. And like last year, I had a couple of really great nights. Like, I think I played my longest set ever there, like 13 hours. Thanks. There are not many lows, to be honest, in Berghain history.
I spoke to Achim Prosumer actually, the same here a few months ago, and he said the same thing. He said that a lot of people criticise the club, but that's very much a minority of the time. He said most of the time people are just still there to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do you, when you travel to other places, do you is it difficult not to compare them unfavourably to Berghain?
I don't do that. I mean, sometimes, like when I have a great party somewhere, people come up to me and say, "Yeah, it was great, but we know it's not Berghain." And I'm like, "What? Like, I don't care. You know, I don't compare anything with." I think I have amazing parties in other places, and I just don't compare it with, because it's just something different. So if people do that, I don't do that. And you know, sometimes I have like shorter sets, especially here in the UK, and people are just going crazy for 2 hours, very compact, and this is amazing. And you don't really have that at Berghain, because Berghain is more like this kind of epic momentum. But I also love like this very intense 2 hours somewhere.
Is it true to say that some of the new music that's been coming out of the UK has also made an impact on audiences in Berlin? Some of the stuff that's come out in the wake of dubstep and after dubstep?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like if you look at a store like Hardwax, for example, they're so focused on all this kind of dubstep, UK funky, and all this kind of thing. So and Hardwax is very they have a big impact on, like, people really look on their website, and they're very people like really take it serious what they say. So if Hardwax is saying this is cool, then a lot of people believe in that. So it is quite important also in Berlin now. Yeah.
Something else that's true at the moment is that a lot of younger producers are looking back at classic sort of Detroit, Chicago, techno from the late 80s and early 90s. You've spoken in the past about wanting to play electronic music that's timeless and that kind of stands apart from history. But do you think there's you think there's ever a danger of people looking back too much at what's come before, and is it ever that will ever have a danger of making the music stagnate? And
well, if you just look back to produce exactly the same thing, then it's kind of stuck. But I think to get inspiration from that and to transfer it in something new, I think it could be actually better to get your inspiration from something which is like a little bit further away than just what everybody else at the moment right now is doing. You know, if like we all inspire ourselves by like let's say dark techno, and I'm inspired by dark techno, then I do a dark techno remix for a dark techno track. And this is like a copy of a copy, and kind of everything's the same. So I think to get inspired from these old stuff can be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm. And what's inspiring you right now? What's exciting you at the moment?
What is exciting me? Just to be honest, playing is exciting me at the moment. The most, I think. Last year I didn't have much time to spend time in the studio, so I want to get back to this year more. So just DJing and being with the crowd and all that, this is where I get my energy from, and this is what inspires me at the moment.